Get that in frame. Okay. What is going on, everybody? We are back again with another video about my life and how I'm trying to figure all this shit out. And to be honest, we're in this together at this point because I got a request to talk about why I got out of data analytics and how I got into what I'm trying to do now, which is like get more involved in the tech space, web app development, things like that. And data analytics isn't really the most proper term for it, but it's like the thing that I think people would understand the most. And I'm gonna get into that. So we are gonna start with acting school in Los Angeles. That's right. I went to acting school in LA before all of this started. If my mom ever watches this video, I mean, I'm sure she still like face palms. Even she's like, why did I let you do that? Like, why did I send you off to LA for no good reason whatsoever, other than I took an acting course in high school and I liked it. Sometimes you just gotta go where your heart takes you, right? Just go where your heart takes you. More on that later. So anyway, found this acting school in LA, and I went there under the condition that I would finish my degree at some point, and I had started pre-med. One of the requirements was taking calculus, and I hadn't taken calculus before. Took my first math class, fell in love. I was like, I don't know what math is supposed to be, but I'm decent with numbers, and I like where all this math stuff is going. Then I took my second calculus class, and then I'm like, I don't know what's happening, I'm switching my major to math. So then I started taking a bunch of math classes. Then they got harder and harder, and I'm like, what is happening? It gets to a point where you're literally not seeing numbers anymore. You're reading more than you're actually like computing. It's kind of insane. Anyway, took all these math courses, and then at the end of my degree, I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with this shit. What, am I gonna go into research? Am I gonna be a teacher? I'm not trying to teach this. I can't teach this. I barely know it myself. So I sat with one of my professors and I had a talk with him, and I said, hey, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this degree. I need some help. And then he introduced me to actuarial science. And for those of you who don't know what an actuary is, this is where the data analytics part comes in. They're pretty much mathematicians in the insurance industry. What they do is take like large sums of data that have to do with people's claims activity, people's premiums, bunch that all together, and then they spit out what they think your premium should be based on your profile. I know, it's super prejudiced, but we don't have to get into that. Okay, so before landing my job, there's a series of actuarial exams that one has to take. So some of them are probability, financial mathematics, models in economics. So I took a few of those, and I got an internship at my first company. So I started working in the actuarial department and, you know, doing some typical number crunching, all that good stuff. And I'm like, this is okay, kind of dry, but whatever. I'm sure later on it gets better. I somehow ended up in product management, but still as an intern. And I got an opportunity to work on this project. And this is where my perspective sort of changed after this. So I was asked to do this project that was like creating an interface for the insurance sales team in-house to be able to quote policies and sort of automate that whole process. So that way they didn't have to do that by hand. So then my boss comes up to me and she's like, hey, would you be able to build something like this? And of course, you know, like any employee would say, yeah, absolutely, I can totally do that. I've never coded a thing in my life. And as a matter of fact, all I really knew was Excel. Like shortly before this, I realized that there's this language in Excel called Visual Basic for applications. And most people don't know it exists. You can actually go into, I think you could press like F12 or something, I don't know what it is. And you can actually write code in Excel and it'll automate a lot of stuff for you. You can do that. So that's what I did. I was like, I don't know how to code. I don't even know how to use VBA, but I'm gonna lie my way through this. Fake it till you make it, right? That's what they say. And I'll be honest, like during this entire process, I have never enjoyed working so much in my entire life. I was staying out after hours, I was working weekends, I was like skipping meals. it was exactly what I wanted to do. And then I was here thinking, like stupid old me, like back in the day, I'm like, oh, like this is what this job is supposed to be. Let me like go further into this. I didn't even think about it, that this was like a one-off project that had nothing to do with product management, nothing to do with analytics. It was just a side thing. So eventually I went to a different company and I started doing more of the analytical part of what the job I originally signed up for entailed. And I was in product management, product analysis, and I was doing a lot of querying SQL databases, putting together data viz tables in like Power BI, things like that, doing a lot of number crunching in Excel, used a bit of R. Like I just didn't enjoy it as much. I didn't get that same high, that same feeling that I got when I was coding. And particularly, like, I guess you could say front end, what I really liked from it was being able to like create something from scratch and like put it out into the world. Like I'm a creator at heart, so that's kind of what I wanted to do. And like as my career was progressing, I was doing less and less of that and more of the behind the scenes sort of pontificating based on arbitrary numbers and speculation. You can tell I'm salty. So that's pretty much the split there. Eventually, like while I was at that job, I realized, I looked back at what I did with that project I had done years ago, and I thought, wow, that was like the best that I had ever felt at work. I want to just do more of that. So that's what I did. I just did more of that. So that's why if you like go onto my Instagram, you'll see me like starting to just a bunch of random web frameworks. So I hopped into Python because I knew some Python at the time, and I thought, oh, I'll just do Django. And I'm like looking back at that now, I just think that's hilarious because I had no idea what I was doing. That's when I decided, all right, I'm gonna document this journey of me getting out of analytics and getting into web dev, and it's been a bit of a ride so far. That's why I moved out to Boston, because there's more opportunities here than what I think there are in Miami, and so far it seems to be the case. You know, like I used to have this philosophy that I would say, like, do something that you're good at, that you like, but that you're not crazy passionate about. And I don't even know where I got that from. I guess there's some merit to that. Like, do something that you're good at. That makes sense, because then you'll be able to bring value. But doing something you're not passionate about makes absolutely no sense. Like, that's what carries you through. That's what carries you through the hard times, because there's gonna be bullshit in every job. Like, that just goes without saying. But if you love what you're doing, like, that's gonna literally carry you through the bull. Yeah, so my dad always used to say, do what you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. And I used to look at him like, all right, man, you're just being dad. But maybe he had something going there. And that's I gotta thank you, Pops. That's some good words of wisdom right there. I really appreciate it, because that's kind of the direction that I'm going in, and I think I can see a lot coming from this. So yeah, that's my story. That's pretty much it. Happy to be here, and thanks for watching. But if you did like this video,
go ahead and smash that like button. Do it.
thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.